My name is Ian Tom. I'm the curator of the Takao Tanabe retrospective at the McMicahel Canadian Art Collection. Take this opportunity to see the incredible journey that this painter has taken over the last 50 years, from abstraction to extraordinary explorations of the West Coast landscape.
This is the very first time that I've had a retrospective survey that covered more than a very short period of span of years. So any part of this show would be thrilling, but to have it all together is a wonderful thing for me to have. When I look at my paintings and I think about my art, mostly I see just the last few works that I've done, few paintings. So when I see an exhibition like this that goes back 50 years, when I see the painting, I do remember the time and the place and how it was done, etc. But mostly they seem to me like somebody else's work. Even something that I've done in the last 10 years, when I see it now hanging on the walls, they strike me as being new. I've forgotten most of the details of how I painted it and when I painted it and so on. And it's always a wonderful surprise for me to see the paintings again. One of the things about being an artist for so long, exhibiting for such a long time, I think a lot of people have just forgotten what various phases were like. And I think that most people today would think, if they knew me at all or knew my work at all, would think of me as a West Coast landscape painter. So something like this is a wonderful check on that, and an antidote to show that there's more than landscape to tack in his life. I've been through some 3 or 4 different phases, from very, very abstract to very, very photographic-like landscapes. And when I started the landscape paintings, I thought it'll be another phase, perhaps 10 years, 15 years. Then it'll be time to think of something else, move on. But I won't think about what that is now, because I'm busy painting landscapes. And suddenly 35 years has gone by. But lately I have thought about moving on, if that's the right phrase. Going on to something past landscape, and I don't know what that is. The possibilities now seem endless. Maybe 10 years ago, if I looked at a blank canvas, I'd think, oh, what seascape should I paint here, and what kind of water should I put down on this time? But now, lately, when I've put down the white canvas and stare at it, I think of other possibilities. I don't have to keep painting the West Coast landscape or the interior foothills or the Arctic, anything like that. I think the possibilities are still, they're not not infinite, but there's still a few places I think I'd like to go. I've taken some photographs, they're close-ups of parts of my aging tractor, for instance, that when you look at it, it takes some time to realize that it's a motor and wheels going around, or looking at what's the other one I had, of a close-up of a part of the beach with bits of wood, bits of rock, bits of seaweed dried, and so on. If you get it right close up, it's hard to tell exactly what it is. And one of the things I've been thinking about is, if I do try that kind of painting, that's what I'm going to do, is really close up so that it becomes quite undecipherable. In my early paintings, in the abstract work, being a part of the painting was the way the brush mark was made, and its mark on the canvas was a part of the individual artist's method, psyche, psychology, whatever. When I started painting the landscape, and more recently, I think I've tried to submerge my artistic idea of being an individual with individual brush marking that would mark me as tax painting, and try to make it as anonymous as possible, so that what I wanted was the image to just appear. It's there magically. There's no sense of the energy of the hand putting the paint on the surface and leaving a mark. And I think the idea is to be as anonymous as possible as an artist. It's there. It just appears.